It is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Back in the Silver Slipper. Had some errands to run. I'm worn out. I'm going back and forth doing a lot of stuff. Got me running for some cheese, baby. Oh, this country mouse is getting worn out. So I just filled up, I topped off the Silver Slipper, which is affectionately called this 2001 Volkswagen Golf, and checking the mileage. I did the whole fuel pump thing, replaced the gaskets, hoping it fixed any leaking that was going on there. I was getting 36 miles to the gallon. Now it's up over 38, so it must have helped. Yeah, I don't know. I do have a lot of going back and forth and doing town driving, and so it might be about right. We'll see. I need to take a longer road trip. Good luck with that lately. I'm going to get rid of this message. The lovely Litecoin Lisa sending me a message. Awesome. Yeah, I reached out to her to see how things were going. She's got a lot going on in her life. And then, to kind of chat about the meetup that's coming up. But anyway, we'll get back to that. So, yeah, it might be getting close here to where it needs to be. And hopefully I get out on the road a little bit, if I can get on the interstate for a while and really see, how high that fuel economy is, because I've got 45 at one point. But 38's pretty good, not bad, just doing what I do every day. I'm happy with that. I'm pretty good with that. So, yeah, holding up well, and good stuff, good stuff. Keep on rolling, baby. Utilitarian vehicle, that's what I like. So to get to the lovely Litecoin Lisa, I updated my website finally. If you go to clintwestwood.net, clintwestwood.net, make sure you put the N in there. Might end up somewhere where you don't want to be. So I've got the meetup. I haven't talked to the bar yet. It'll be fine. But now we're going to have a meetup at Hangovers, hopefully not. Hangovers in Metamora on October 3rd. We'll do a happy hour about 4 to 5-ish. And you know what? I think that might be homecoming. So it might be pretty packed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I think it might be. I have to check. It might be homecoming weekend, which that'll be hopping. Have all kinds of action going on. Home football game. Oh my goodness. Look out. So look at my website for that. When you go to my website, clintwestwood.net, you will have a big link at the top that says Happy Hour Roadshow 2025. You want to click on that, and you will see the second event on there for this year. The first one was at a different bar in June. This one, October 3rd, is at this bar. And so plan on being there. It'll be a good time. And you can see a live happy hour show. Pretty cool. Look forward to doing that and seeing y'all. Always fun. And as always, if you got a Litecoin wallet, if you want to download a Litecoin wallet, I'll send you a little bit of Litecoin to show you how easy it is, and maybe a little bit of Digibyte too. Very quick, very fast, good stuff. Now I'm feeling, I don't know if that air is coming. Anyway, all the little tweaks and twerks on this vehicle. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. That's like 2 weeks from tomorrow. Holy cow, it's coming. Coming quick. So get there. You're not doing anything. The weather looks like the extended weather. We're hot right now. We got a little heat spell. Very dry. Everything is dry. It's like mowing dust when you go out. And it looks like it's going to get a little better. We've got a little bit of rain coming this weekend, to kind of cold front coming in, a cool front, I should say. And then by the time we have the meetup, the extended forecast looks really good. Maybe high 80, low 55 at night. Very nice weather. I don't care for the 80s much, but it's very short-lived. Only for a couple hours during the day, and then it cools off quickly. We'll get down to the 50s at night. Back to the 50s. Lost in the 50s tonight. That's what's going to happen. So check it out. You've never been to a meetup, you need to get to a meetup, because you got a lot of good energy there. And well, it is some good energy. Man, oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Really am. And I know everybody's getting excited too. I see it, you know, people reaching out. Can't wait to get here. I'm so glad. So glad. All right. So Fed rate cut yesterday, quarter of a point. Not unexpected. Not unexpected. I can't speak. Can't think either. That was kind of the norm. Everybody expected that. That was priced in, and I think that's why you saw gold, silver, crypto kind of dip a little bit because it already had that priced in, and now it's recovered and it's kind of back on the track where it was. I mean, the long-term track for these assets is up in dollar price because as dollars become more liquefied and created. They're gonna find a home in real assets. There's a lot going on with Litecoin right now. There really is. I mean, you got Charlie Lee getting invested in some companies. Lit Strategy, kind of a, you know, you had Bit Strategy or whatever it is. Michael Saylor's company, where MicroStrategy, he buys Bitcoin. It's kind of a reserve asset. Well, you've got a rebranding of a company, and now it's called Lit Strategy, and Charlie Lee is one of the primary investors. And then in Canary Capital, you've got an ETF that's being requested for Litecoin, which I think October, I'm not sure the date, October 3rd maybe? I don't know, there's a date. That'd be interesting. But in October, that's when the SEC has to rule, yay or nay. That's it, that's the final countdown. The final countdown. We will get this thing copyright banned one way or the other. So music is very important. I mean, it really is. It tells a story. It hits emotions. It takes you back. There's an Eddie Money song, or Take Me Home Tonight, Take Me Back. It hits you at a different frequency, and it just activates something inside of you. You know, you hear a song and you think about the memory of what that song meant when you heard it, what was happening at the time. I'm about to get emotional. I gotta watch it. It comes in waves. I mean, it was just like whoosh. Man. But memories that take you back to certain times in your life, it activates something in you, something different, something very expressive and unique. The music. Paulie P knows that. He knows all the music. I can't remember the words to songs. I just know the feelings and the emotions that they evoke. And that's me. I'm a big picture guy. You know, all the details, it's a struggle for me. I mean, it really is. But the big picture I see, I'm more of a visionary, I guess you could say. I can say, okay, this is what I think things should work out like. Forests for the trees, beautiful forests, individual trees that are in there, the species and all that stuff. Who cares? I'm looking at the big picture. Sounded like somebody might be pulling in. Nope. So now the big picture guy, and that's, you know, that's the thing with the lyrics. I don't really remember the lyrics. You know, I'm that guy wrapped up like a, saying it the wrong way. Not a deuce, but I'll say the other word. Just because I don't know. I mean, that happened, you know, it makes me think of, you think of slavery and how that language and culture in the black community evolved because they didn't have written words. Typically, they couldn't read. They weren't allowed to read. And so when they heard words, you know, in the you know, spoken by, you know, people, the white guys, you know, the slave owners, when they heard those words, they would hear what it is, but they didn't know how to spell those words. And so it was phonetic to where, you know, they pick it up on hearing. And so it didn't always equate to the spelling and the language. And so it kind of, you know, it goes off on a tangent. That's like me. You know, I hear the words, but I'm not sure. Does that say deuce or, you know what I mean? And so that's just made me think of that. Yeah. Crazy. My mind's all over the place. Synapsing. Synapsing all over. Yeah. So anyway, I should go back to the Fed rate cut. Fed rate cut, easy money, easier money, really not enough money. Debt's got to get rolled over by the government. You got Trump over there in England walking in front of King Chuck. And the visuals on all of this are interesting. It was kind of the same thing with the Queen. I'm not sure how that typically worked throughout history. You'd have to go back and look at footage, but I mean, it just seems like, you know, when you look at the picture and you look at that, starting to sweat a little bit, it's sticking up. When you look at the picture, the visuals, again, I'm a big picture guy. You look at the visuals, it looks like Trump's the chief, the leader, you know, as opposed to the king. Just the presence and the way he moves and the way he's handling things. It's just a very interesting play that we're watching, a very interesting movie. Ever since the CK thing, the Charlie Kirk thing last week, I think last night we had the Senate Judiciary Committee or the House Judiciary Committee voted 20-19 to not subpoena, I think, 4 CEOs of banks regarding $1.5 billion that were tied to Jeffrey Epstein. And so the Epstein stuff kind of went away. You know, it was hot in the news, and then we had the Charlie Kirk thing, and then the Epstein stuff kind of went, it slowed down a bit. Makes you wonder what we're dealing with here. But yeah, I mean, just actual action that was taken yesterday. You had, I think it was the House Judiciary Committee voted not to subpoena, if I get my facts right, 4 CEOs of banks for records regarding Jeffrey Epstein, and it was, you know, like $1.5 billion. Crazy. Enjoy the show, folks. There's also here in Illinois, the S is silent. In Illinois, the Illinois Indians, Illinois natives, the indigenous people. Chicago, the transit system up there with the busing and all that, they're going to have like a $760 or $80 million shortfall come January. And there's talk in the Illinois House, the Illinois Assembly. There was a vote and it got shot down that to tax or levy a $1.50 fee on every package delivered to bail that whole system out. So all of Illinois gets to suffer. Every time you get an Amazon delivery, every time you get a package, you know, they wanted to slap a $1.50 extra on it to help bail out a system that obviously is unsustainable and probably corrupt, that can't manage itself. You know, you have public transit, but it's like, you want the whole state to pay for Chicago's public transit? I mean, give me a break. But that's gotten shot down on both sides of the aisle. But that's the kind of stuff, the shenanigans that you got going on. Offloading all of the malfeasance and all of the bad management onto the citizens of the state, the population. Just crazy. I mean, just crazy. And then meanwhile, you look at the parking meters up in Chicago. The city of Chicago sold those off, the rights to those for, I don't even know how long, 100 years, tens of years, you know, decades. Sold off all the money that gets collected out of those parking meters for a flat fee to some Middle Eastern country or government or something. And so they're collecting all the revenue. So if you get a parking ticket in Chicago, Chicago doesn't benefit. It's going overseas to the Middle East because that was sold out. You know, the rights to be able to collect that was sold out. So Chicago lost billions on that deal. They could have been collecting this revenue, but they took the, you know, it's like, wait, you win the lotto. Do you want to take the lump sum or do you want to wait to get paid over time? Everybody takes the lump sum and they just get nailed. They take a big penalty, and that's what Chicago did. And so now they need bailed out again for the transit system, for the buses. I mean, imagine that, a city, it's like $750 million they need to bail this thing out. Absolutely crazy. In Chicago, you know, for the last few years in Illinois, in fact, J.B. Pritzker, the governor, said that, oh, we're doing fine. We're balancing the budgets when, you know, there was $5 billion shortfalls prior to COVID. But since that Fed money got printed up, the last few years have been okay. Well, it's all going to roll back. It's all going to go back to, because they're fiscally irresponsible and they're going to be overspending again. When you had $10 trillion injected in the economy and into the states and into businesses, it kept them afloat and it masked a lot of the issues. And now we're going to have to face some of those issues. It does not look good for this fiat dollar-based system, the Federal Reserve System. I mean, it can't continue much longer. It's a big pyramid scheme, and you need more money to continually accelerate the growth or just stay even. I mean, you got to pay the debt back somehow, and with higher interest rates, you got to create more debt. The government has to roll over their debt, their treasuries, at a higher yield, and so that rate needs to come down to help fix that. But it's unsustainable, at some point. You just can't keep printing money. I mean, you bankrupt the citizens. I mean, you steal all their wealth because they don't keep up with wages. The wages are not keeping up. So it behooves you to look at sound assets that are going to hold value over time, and silver has done that, and gold has done that. I'm sure nickel will do that as well. They're getting rid of the pennies, and so you've got pennies that are no longer going to be in circulation. And I just looked the other day, each penny made prior to 1982 and even partially in 1982, you have to weigh it. It has to be like 3.1 grams or 3.2 grams or something. Oh, the other ones are 2.5. But all those pennies that had like 95% copper in it, maybe 97.5%, all those pennies made before 1982 are worth 3 cents in copper value. 3 cents. You can still go get those, go to the bank, get a bag of pennies. You can search through them, weigh them, whatever. And if it's the higher weight, over 3 grams, you've got a penny that's worth 3 cents. You tripled up. And you can sort through all that stuff. So, and then just a regular penny with all the zinc in it, 1982 and after, that's like almost 0.08. So almost a penny, not quite, just with the zinc. But they're getting rid of the pennies because it's just too expensive to make. They're losing money on it. The nickels are going to be the same way. I know they're losing money on that because each nickel is worth like 5.6 cents, over 5.5 cents each. So you buy a nickel for a nickel, and the metal value is worth 5.5 cents. So you've 10%ed. And you can go into the bank and do that. You can go buy a $100 box of nickels, and you walk out and you get over $10, $110 worth of metal. Now you can't melt it. But why would you melt it? We're not melting down pre-1965 silver dimes and quarters, are we? No, we're saving those, and they're worth 30 times the value of the face. So, if you've got a 1964 and before dime, Roosevelt dime or a Mercury dime, the silver content in it, maybe not the Mercuries because they're rubbed pretty thin, they got used, but the silver content in those is worth 3 times the face value. So a dime made before 1965 is worth $3 in silver. 30 times it held its value, 30x over the course of that time period. What's 60 years ago, 61 years ago if it's a 64? I mean, so right now, if you're saving nickels and if you're saving copper pennies, I mean, at some point your children may thank you. I mean, really. And it's a cost-effective way to hoard a metal or hold a metal that's probably just going to go up in value because copper is necessary, nickel is necessary. And in the nickel, you've got 75% copper and 25% nickel. And you don't have to search through them like you do pennies. So this is just a little lesson on the history of saving your butt. Hold things that are going to hold value is really what it is. A lot of people put their value in a house. But if you've got a 30-year mortgage on the house, you're paying a lot of interest. And the price may go up, but then you got to find a buyer that can get a loan, and this is where the interest rate thing comes in, and it's important for it to come down for people who are going to buy stuff. You buy an automobile, higher interest rate, you're paying a lot more money back than what the car was originally worth, and it's not even worth what it was originally worth as soon as you drive off the lot. That's why I like diamonds in the rough, and I don't like diamonds. I like things that are undervalued, things that you can put some sweat equity into, that you can put your energy into and make them more valuable. I took the key out, run the battery down. Just like this vehicle. I mean, I paid $1,000 for it. And it's a vehicle that runs. Now, I had to tweak it and do some things to it. And, if I didn't know what I was doing, I had to buy some software, for this, and it'll work on the other one. Any of the Volkswagens prior to, I think, 2005 or something, or 7. I can hook it up and I can make adjustments. And that's been a lifesaver. But, it's like $100 for the software. It's completely useful. You take it to a dealer and they just look at it and it's more than that. So learn how to do things yourself, learn how to fix things, find people that know how to fix things. Had a heating guy, air conditioning and heating guy who's retired come out and look at something yesterday, a couple of things. And, he charges a certain amount of money and, you pay him. But that knowledge and having the knowledge of those people around, if you go to a business, you're going to pay 2-3 times that for the labor, just showing up. And it's just important to try to learn how to do things. If you want a real education, educate yourself. You know, do the homework, do the research. I mean, internalize that stuff. That's a skill. You'll learn something that, you know, you can always take with you. I mean, that piece of paper that you get at college, it just means that you knew how to regurgitate what the professor told you. You knew how to pass a test in a lot of cases. My experience was different. A lot of the big universities, that's it. You know, you go and have a good time, you party and spend a lot of money, and what do you get out with? You get out with a piece of paper and a lot of good times and memories. I mean, you can pay for that. I mean, if you think it's worth it, but you can create memories for free, you know, all the time. That's what I try to do. That's why I love the Meetup. And I mean, everybody, you know, I mean, I realize people coming here, it costs money to plane flights and time. And I mean, you know, I get it and I appreciate that. And I am so grateful that I've been blessed to be able to create, to have a vision, first of all, and think, am I crazy? Is this ever going to work out? I mean, is this something that's possible? But to have that vision and to see it come into a reality, to manifest itself into reality, to me, it's just magic. I mean, it's just absolutely magic, and it just shows what we can do in this world if we believe in something and just slowly and surely keep taking that step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. If you don't take the first step, you're never going to get there. And, you know, my vision was 2019. Talked about it in videos. You know, Crypto Campfire, the crypto mugs. I mean, I think Silvertooth might have interviewed me too at that point. I mean, there was a Map to Success. I remember having that conversation. I mean, I just had the vision, had the dream, and now it's coming to fruition and it's happening, and it's a magical thing. I mean, it really is. So don't think that magic doesn't happen. Don't think that you're not going to be able to do something. You know, if you're getting kicked down, if you're getting beaten down, if you think that life is unfair and, you know, my dreams are never going to happen, stop. Stop with it. It can happen. You've got to believe it and you've got to manifest it. And I mean, you've got to have it in your mind and know that it can happen, because I'm a testament to that it has happened. And it's just, you got to believe. You got to believe. You got to have it here. You got to have the belief. You got to know that it can work out. It can happen. And then you just start taking action. And you know, I've been so blessed and fortunate for people. See, you attract people, I think. You attract like-minded people with the frequency that you put out. I am so blessed that people just showed up. Just showed up. Don't know where they came from. Don't know how I met them. Just through synchronicity. Just meet them. And they were the right people at the right time that shared the vision and made it happen. Made it happen. I couldn't do it all myself. There's no way. It'd take me forever. I'm a slow roller. It'd just take me forever. I don't have the skills to do all those things. Yeah, I can learn things, but there's certain things where you just, good luck. But I've been blessed with good people. I mean, that just manifest themselves in my life. And it's just magic. I mean, it's just magic. It's just the way the universe works. You put out a frequency, and then it's like the bat signal. You know, you just shine it up in the air, and Batman shows up. That's how I feel. It's just like living a storybook life. And it's a Shakespearean life, let's say it that way, because there's comedy, there's tragedy, there's love stories. It's all the Shakespearean stuff. It's why I love Shakespeare and why I went into literature. Boy, I'm just going off today. I'm going all over the place. Well, this is a Westwood session. It should be an Ask Me Anything, an AMA. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow on Happy Hour. Maybe we'll do that live at at Hanover's in Metamora on October 3rd. Go to clintwestwood.net for the details on that live meetup. You can see the lovely Litecoin Lisa and Clint Westwood, me, live doing a happy hour. But that's why I love Shakespearean writing so much, because it taps into the human condition. It taps into the emotions of people and the motivations of why we do what we do. And as I said in my video, I think yesterday, we've been doing this since we've been, you know, breathing oxygen on this planet, and then probably other planets and other, you know, who knows where, the other brains of God in this universe. You know, we're probably just one little dendrite, you know, this planet in the whole brain of God. We have no idea how expansive it is. I mean, we've got telescopes that see how many millions of years ago. You know, they're just seeing the light, you know, cast, but that's not there anymore. How far does it go? Is it infinite? And what does that mean? How do you get your head around that? And then we see what we see here, and we see all the beauty here, and you think, wow, and all the magic that can be created here, and then how infinite is it? How unlimited are we? How unlimited is this cosmos? I mean, it's just, nothing is impossible, is really what it comes down to. Manifest it. Envision it. Put it out there. And I'm telling you, it will come back. If you have pure intent and you put it out there, people are going to be called to you. You may be called to someone else. I mean, it just works. It's like Litecoin. It just works. Litecoin. It just works. Yeah. All right. I could go off and on and I'm all over the place on this stuff. So yeah, come see us at the meetup. Really would be awesome. All these conversations that we have, there's great conversations that are had, and it changes people's lives. I mean, since I've been doing this, I've just seen so many things, so many different things, and so many changes in people, activations in people, and inspiration in people. The fire lit in people that I'll never stop doing what I'm doing. Rewind. Edit. No edits here with Westwood. No, I'll never stop doing what I'm doing. I'm on the right path. I have found clarity. I could tell a whole story on it. Yeah. I am good. I am crystal clear on what my path is and my journey is and why I'm here. Crystal clear. I mean, just listening to the breeze. All right, I could do that all day. All right, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you at the meetup, clintwestwood.net. Trust yourselves. Love you all.